option to... This is to get a motel. Tree leafing out. Tree might be leafing out a little bit. The oaks are the ones to leaf out the last. So these ones that are absolutely not leafed out, they could be oaks. And then there's some other trees it seems like they leaf out right away, even when it's cold. We have a lot of oak trees though. We have cherry trees though, the wild cherry. Those have white blossoms on them. I wonder if that's what these are too, or at least some of them. I don't know what the pink or purple ones are. We might have those too. I think we do have something with pink or purple, but it blooms such a different time. I mean, these are all white here, and we're in northern Missouri. These are all white. But I don't know if that's wild cherry though. Where we're at, the wild cherry grow real tall because they have to compete with the other trees, or on my property. And in the forest preserve, we had some that are quite big and tall. I got a couple of them. Got several of them. They fell over, and they were tall, big trees with mostly a single stem going up quite a ways, because they had to compete with the trees around them. Otherwise they'd get shaded out. And so it grew into a pretty big mature tree. I've got one on my property that's doing that too. It's growing tall. It's not as big around, but there's a moth that just loves those, and it strips them. And they just grow back. It seems like they're prolific. But if they get older, they get a heartwood in them. It's kind of a reddish color, or a brownish red color. It's kind of a pretty color. Once they get thicker to be a bigger tree, though, like the ones in the preserve, those were big enough to have that. Kind of a reddish inside. And it smells good. You have to, they were so big I had to split them several times. You know, they were big logs. Full tree size logs. The one on my property, the only ones I've ever seen on my property were only 4 or 5 inches in diameter, and I figured that's all the bigger they got. Because they seemed like they grew like weeds. And then these things eat them to death, practically. They don't really kill them, but they eat everything off them. And it seems like they rot if they die. And I thought, well, maybe they just don't live that long here. But they do. They can grow as tall as jack pine even. They can get to maybe 40 feet, maybe even, jack pine can get to 50 feet or more. Cherry can get up pretty tall. They can get up right there with them. So when we get to 80, Interstate 80, that'll be as far as Chicago home. You like driving home from Chicago? hours or so. But it won't all be freeway driving, so it'll be a similar drive. So if I can get to 80, that would be good. I can get there before it gets dark. Maybe get dark for the last 4 hours of your trip then. I mean, we got an hour before we get to Keokuk, at least an hour. But I'm not going to go that close to Keokuk. I'm going to take 218, and I think that route might be a little more direct, and it's 4 lanes the whole way, so I'll take that. There's no easy way to do this. You're either going to have to spend the night in a cold van, or you're going to have to drive home all the way home. It's gonna kind of suck too. I'll be a little tired, I think, when I do it. I don't know what to think. Could get a motel. That would be the third option. Get a motel, and we could do some geode picking tomorrow. It's already getting cold in here. Jeez. It's windy out, I think, too, which is going to make it even colder. I don't see the trees moving, but I just have a feeling it's windy. So, I don't know. Last night I didn't get an ideal amount of sleep. I got enough sleep, but I don't know if I got enough to go all the way home. But I don't want to be even more tired because I can't sleep tonight. And this guy wants to pass. I'm going over 60. Okay, going around me. I wonder if he can get around me. This one wheel looks like it's kind of wobbly. You can see that from the dash cam. Looks like it's a little out of balance. Maybe there's just dirt on it, but looks funny. Can you see that with the dash cam or not? I mean, what I could do, if I get tired, I could sleep for 4 hours until I get cold, and then I could get up and drive the rest of the way home. Sleep for 4 hours, or sleep for however long that I could just pull over somewhere and sleep. I might as well not do it until it's dark, but I could just stop at a Walmart and sleep. I could do that. If I get really tired, I mean, I could do that. Just run the heater real good and climb in the back and sleep for 2 hours.